masterclass that is being conducted by Sentinel One. It's going to talk about the endpoint protection, and we're just waiting as to what is the market noise about, how do you cut through that, how do you actually go about assessing and evaluating an endpoint security solution, and how do you go about implementing it. So I'll hand over the podium to Shankar and request him to kindly be on the dais to take on the stage in a little couple of minutes. And I'll handle the podium till now. Shankar, please take your time, not to worry.
Two, one, two, one,
Perfect,
two, one,
rocking.
one, two,
Thank
one,
you.
two.
Over to you.
Thank you so much. So, I take care of marketing for Sentinel One, and this is the fun part. Fun part because, I have to ensure that all of you keep staying, nobody moves out. And Vibhor, if people want to come inside, don't stop them. Okay, so couple of promises. Sentinel One and my friends, we have our own internal benchmarks. We want to ensure that when we do a master class, it is meaningful. It is genuinely something that is interesting. And pardon me, I'm not saying this just because everybody else would be saying something similar, but we genuinely believe in it. We want to ensure that this session is more of an interaction. It's a two-way street, so feel free. Any question, koi bhi question, if you want us to stop, answer, that's the first rule. Second, we would try and make it very interactive, brackets humorous as well. In fact, the first session is taking a dig on on OEMs like us when they try and sell you very flowery marketing messages. How can you decode? How can you get the real meaning of what's behind? Second is we would do a kind of a poll basis Kahoot. So I would request all of you to just be active on your mobile phones. That again is something. Believe me, it's completely anonymous. So you could use your acronyms, you could use superheroes, you could use donkey, whatever. You could use any name. The idea is as a group here, where are we on our maturity when it comes to endpoint security? Bless you. Our third session would be, we have a special speaker here. Most of you would know him. So till the time he doesn't come here, we'll keep him a surprise. And finally, we would do a kind of an interactive, I would say, workshop where all the tables, you'll be given a small task. We would be here. And then as a team, we'll probably figure out which table is the best. No pressures. It's a fun game. And obviously, the best table would also get a surprise award. So with that, I had prepared a small AV, which is our memories of conducting DSCI masterclasses. Can we have the first AV, which is DSCI memories, please? Hello. Hello. Okay, this always happens. I'm used to it. Please give us a couple of minutes, I'm sure. Check. 1, 2.
We are starting.
3. Okay, that's me. That's the entire team. Can we have the music? I remember this was my last year's project on putting all the pictures together in. So yeah, we ensure that all the audience have fun. That's me again. No bias. I didn't pick up my pictures. That's Prateek. So just in case you think. No. See, we've got lots of Vishal, we've got Kalpesh, we've got you, Yash, when you had hair. That's Prateek. This is the FinSec Masterclass, which again, thanks to all of you. We did a role play last time here. So, sorry, that's me again. That's Vinayak. I hope music was there as well. I remember
Do you remember the music? Can
I
you
remember.
sing that song?
It was modern on iMovies.
Not sure.
Okay, I think why don't we instead then move to the better Aston Martin video?
But the speaker should work for that.
Speaker should work.
And see, it's believed that small technical glitches are always good start to a good workshop. So we are okay with that, right?
I am completely okay, and I'm so glad. It always feels good when you see a good number of audience. So Thank you. That's our colleague Diwakar, who's the country MD. I can hear some glitches, which is a positive sign. I hope we get the. Oh, the lights have come on. I wanted the music. Okay, if you want, we can also try the. Okay. Otherwise, do you think we should probably you want to do it here? I have the video here as well.
That is what happened to the music? We need the music. There's another video.
Or do we play the second video now? Sorry, gentlemen, ladies. Not my fault. The Deloitte team took much longer than they should have.
क्या हो गया था? क्या कर रहा है यार? ऐसा मत करो यार, सारा show खराब
Do I play? Can we have controls on the laptop here? We can then. Oh. No. But you won't have that. I have all my presentations in here. Okay, Pratik, do you think we should start the first session if the videos are not working?
Let's just 30 seconds. And
Okay. In the meanwhile, let me tell you some interesting tidbits. So the first session that we have is more around cutting the noise, the marketing noise around endpoint security. So when Pratik and I, where's Pratik? The second devil that I work with. When we were thinking of questions, we had some very interesting ideas. When we thought about all the interesting marketing jargons. Pratik, give me one interesting one. Do we actually start with that, or do we?
Why not? I mean, one interesting jargon and false claim that all of us very commonly hear is that AI can solve every problem in the world. Right? Is it not? Has it not become the buzzword of the industry? You ask someone, or whenever the answer of every question is in AI, there is a lot more truth than false claims in that answer. So that is the reason we should understand and decode what do they exactly mean. In fact, so just a quick introduction about myself. I joined SentinelOne as a field CISO. It's been more than 15-16 months. Amazing journey that I have had here. Prior to that, I was working as a Gartner analyst, where I used to write the Magic Quadrant. I used to talk to vendors, end user, client organizations, security leaders like yourself. And I have heard almost all the false and tall marketing claims under the sun which are possible. Right? Some of the things, and Shankar, you are with me. You may hear this term very often. A vendor may be coming to you saying that we offer XDR to you. We don't do EDR. Any guesses?
It's in my laptop, it's right.
What do they mean by it? We do XDR and we don't do EDR, so we have a superior solution. Any guesses what do they mean by that? What is the underlying meaning of this claim? Any guesses? No guesses are wrong, right? I'm sure you are subjected to many such pitches that you're hearing.
How do I transfer that?
Any thoughts?
उधर ही connect कर देना.
Do we have a mic? I mean, we cannot expect people to shout without the mic. Log augmentation. So it clearly means that this vendor or platform does not have EDR, and they only have a platform where it can integrate with other third-party products, and you have to do everything all by yourself. It is almost like do-it-yourself kind of a project.
Achha, abhi, what do you want?
I often ask,
you want me to give
Shankar, your mic is on. I can hear your
I am
chatter.
so sorry. I'm still trying to figure out if the presentations can run from here. Okay.
And another, one of the common analogy when I talk about when understanding XDR or difference between XDR and EDR. Just a question. I think you may be able to relate to it. Can you make milkshake without milk? Anyone who says you can make milkshake without milk? Then how can you make or how can you implement XDR without EDR? EDR is at the core of XDR. And if someone comes to you and claim that we offer XDR, you don't need EDR, you can't make milkshake without milk. The second thing that also we commonly hear is that, oh, EDR only does, and by the way, in case someone may be new to this term, EDR means endpoint detection and response. XDR means extended detection and response. If someone comes to you and say, EDR only does detection, why do you want to detect the attack when you can protect the attack? But we are also not realizing the fact that the attackers do not work in black and white fashion. They don't work in binary fashion. They always work in shades of gray. So what do I mean is that you trusted me as a person to stand on the stage and talk to you from the stage here. And I look like a decent guy. I hope you agree. And all of a sudden, I pull a gun out of my pocket and point at Shankar. Would you then still say that I'm a decent guy? I turned rogue. I turned malicious. That means no matter how good I look, if my behavior is malicious, I should be apprehended then and there itself. That is the reason you always need detection of the legitimate applications, approved applications that you have allowed in your organization, your Word document, your PDF, remote desktop, Java, so many other applications that you have allowed, they can exhibit malicious behavior. And that is the reason you need endpoint detection and response to go about detecting that behavior. I will not take too much time. This is not something supposed to be a presentation. So I would rather get on to the interesting parts. But if I talk about if I enlist all the tall claims around AI, you ask a vendor, how does your technology perform threat detection and response? They would say AI. How do you solve the world's hunger problem? AI. How do you do good job at managing the agents? AI. What is AI? If you are using AI as a silver bullet and you are not able to explain this AI, that means you are not using AI more than a buzzword and there are no practical implementations of AI in the product. If you are not able to explain how is your AI going to help in achieving a certain goal. Without stealing the thunder, I would like to invite our special guest, Mr. Kapil Mehrotra, CTO and CISO at Dhanuka Agritech, to come and talk about how an AI is understood and how AI should be replicated and mapped with the use cases in the industry to understand it a lot more. Shankar, do you want to quickly introduce him?
I can, but I'm sorry. In that rush of things with too many, see what my mic looks like.
No worries.
But
You can use this one.
yes. Okay. So honestly, no introductions for Kapil Mehrotra. Besides being a dear friend, and Kapil, thank you. Thank you for honestly being such a dear friend. He also is a CIO and a CISO for Dhanuka Agritech. I actually had a very interesting video. Can we still have a video that, on my laptop, there's a Dhanuka Agritech AV. If you can play that with the audio, that'll just set the context because he has done some real transformation work in a sector which is very unique. Agri-tech is something that probably all of us have heard of, but especially these days when there is sustainability, there is talk of, infusing tech with agriculture. He's probably one stalwart that comes to my mind at least. And hence that video is super important because then you can connect as to where I'm coming from. Sorry, too many technical glitches. My laptop's there. I know where the video is. So guys, do you want me to come there?
Can we do one thing? After Sir's presentation, we can end with a video. So let's start with the presentation. We can enter video.
Perfect. So
Please, sir.
with that, let me just welcome Kapil Mehrotra on the stage. And honestly, I would request all of you to just give him a thunderous applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Shankar. Thank you very much, Sentinel-1, for calling me here. And first of all, I request to everyone, please applaud for yourself. It's very loud, very slow. Louder! One more time, louder, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll try to make this session very interesting. And I have a very small presentation of 10 to 15 minutes because I have given a very little time because there are certain activities are planned for you. But I'll try to cover up as much as possible. This is what is my journey so far along with the Sentinel-1 and the kind of research what I have done with cybersecurity, threat hunting, and the tools what I'm using it. I'm trying to share my knowledge. This is what me actually. I have 25-year experience working as a CTO, completed education in 1995, MBA from IIT Calcutta, and based in Gurgaon. Passion for creating more awareness about cybersecurity. So I am doing voluntarily support to a lot of organizations wherein I don't charge anything, but it's my passion because every organization is not having CISO, CIO, or maybe some friends are there, they need extended support, so I'm doing it. And avid fitness enthusiast and author of recently I written a book on fitness and runner and golfer, very diverse profile, what I have, technical side and some passion in the cybersecurity, technology and fitness. It's a mix of it. So this was my little introduction. How this? Yeah. Okay. So before I begin, I want to disclaimer here. You may be, full with the knowledge, but whatever I have done is purely my experience and researches. That's what is my disclaimer is. So please don't judge me. And I'm fortunate enough to standing here actually on the stage. So I thanks to everyone actually hearing me and special thanks to the Shankar and team because calling me here to deliver this talk. So moving on, before I jump on a presentation, I like to bring a perspective. This is very interesting slide wherein see, we are all human beings and we has to be assessed by our intelligence. And if we talk for the intelligence, so 30% people are falling less than 85% of IQ category. It means they have a low IQ, right? Means आपने 60% स्कोर करा होगा 50 to 60 एग्जाम में करा होगा मे बी गुड 70 कर लिया होगा राइट बट 68% पीपल आर falling into category of 85 to 115 right on the scale of it. So 68% is a huge number. It means so many great people are here in this room and only 2% people are falling into more than 115 benchmark. Only 2%. And they are very less. Why I'm bringing this perspective is because if you look at the Einstein, he was the top IQ level, he was having 160. And 160 is the maximum benchmark in the IQ range. Beyond that, nothing is there. Then we are bringing another perspective, intelligence, AI, ML, so many things we are bringing, we are talking. The latest IQ level of any machine learning is 1 CR plus. The human brain ends thinking at the score of 160. And now we are inventing machines and languages which can go up to 1 CR plus. And can you believe it? The chat GTP 5, what we are talking, it is 10x what we are talking now. Can you believe it? Where do you stand? You are still standing between 85 to 115. And the system we are trying to bring in here, which is talking about 10x CR, which is huge. which is huge. I mean, just imagine it. It's a perspective only, set to the context I'm going to talk, because AI is the future, and everybody have to learn it. Don't be scared you are going to lose the job. Impossible. Because Industry 5.0, read the Industry 5.0, it's talking about human and machine collaboration. They are bringing back human in the life. In the Industry 4.0, they were talking about remove the human and bring the AI. But they realized that there is no innovation. Innovation got finished. Because if machines will work, they will work only on the process. What you are defining it. Not they realize immediately, suddenly, and they are bringing back 5.0, where they are talking about collaboration. More collaboration with the human, right? And now another perspective I wanted to bring, mobile technology took around 14 years to reach 100 million club. And internet 7 years, and Facebook 4.5 years, and see the score of ChatGPT. So it's picking up. 3.5 is freely available, 4.0 is there, and we are talking about 5.0, which can come anytime. And Copilot is coming, Google is launching, every big giant is coming with another technology. And you can also adopt it in your organization without depending on those things. If you don't want to subscribe it, it's fine. You can build your own ChatGPT kind of application, generative AI kind of application. Okay. Another perspective is why AI is so much we are talking, because now AI is a game changer. It's straight away hitting to your GDP. So this is the figure what I'm talking about India. So yesterday this report got published, and where they are talking about it is going to be straight away hit to 1.2 to 1.5 trillion to the GDP. I think this is huge. And it clearly stating the roadmap is very, very big, and we all have to basically go for something or adoption of AI in our organization, because it's opening up a lot of gateway. Why do we need AI? Because it's a very basic question, and if I ask like this question, everybody can reply. But here are some my perspectives. It's a game changer actually. And after so much research, I found AI transform more opportunity in every, just read this statement word by one. Individual, team, and industries. So it's clear. Individual, in case you want to upgrade yourself, AI will help you. Team, if you have a collaborative team, it will help you. And industries also. But enrich employee productivity and reshape business goals, bend the curve of innovation, where we were having lagging. We were thinking only few people, those are basically beyond 115 category, they were always thinking for the innovation. But AI will help you. They will bend the organization and re-innovate customer experience also. This is a fast, low-hanging fruit, what you can grab and implement and start. And why do we need AI in cybersecurity? So there are 4 pillars, what I have thought about it. One is very clear, security. Security means security. There is no compromisation, uncompromisable. Security, and I'm not going to talk in detail what security you need, what tool you need, but security means adequate security, which can protect to the organization. But now another game change, security with the combination of compliance. There are so many rules are there, GDPR, PDP, you talk for any country, the compliance there are there. So the tool which should be compliant, and another game changer is privacy. The moment you start complying with the organization processes, they start talking to you the next level of it, privacy. Do you have privacy? Privacy document, privacy audit, data protection, right? So the tool you should select, the technology you should select, which has all these parameters available. And the last thing is responsible AI. How do you basically bring this perspective? Responsible AI. What is responsible AI? AI is AI. But the system, the tool, the methodology, the methods what we are writing, the APIs we are writing, they has to be responsible. And then the reverse, they have to work. Privacy, compliance, and security. Clear? Can you raise the hand? How many are clear about this? Because this is a very strong statement what I am making. You have to follow a path, and then when it comes to the responsibility, then you have to look back. Are you complying with the privacy? Are you complying with the security? Are you complying with the compliances? And then so on. Simple, in a simple line, in a layman language, AI is faster. Forget every philosophy, forget every talk. It is simple, simple word. You need speed, look for AI. That's it, game over. There is no second thought. No second thought which can prove it's not faster. I'm giving you an example. Okay. Earlier, we all were using signature-based antivirus. Agree? Agree? People are not agreeing it. All right. Okay. Identify pattern behavior error. To stop this, you need predictive zero-day attack. You need a technology which can basically immediately predict, immediately stop the threat. For that, you need a tool which can basically act immediately, not the post of attack. Most of the organizations, why they are struggling? Because attack happened despite having the tool, and then they are struggling. Okay.
Sorry, I've frozen your slide for a minute. I'm just trying to see if I
Okay.
can get my laptop.
Shankar, leave it now. Yeah, leave it.
Yes. Yeah, so it didn't move. Slide moved.
Shankar, it's not moving.
Yeah. Can we change it from here? Sorry, Kapil, I was just trying to see if I could make it seamless.
That's okay.
नहीं पर ये वहाँ पे है ही नहीं this much.
So let's look at where are word moving actually. So generally what we ignore it, have you noticed ever everything works now these days on internet hashtag, right? Agree? How many times you seriously look the hashtag? But you know, AI has a valid parameter to look for the hashtags. They are always looking for the things which are on top trending, and they are predicting it. Whenever you go on a Google and try to search something, you will get immediately trending, today's news, right? Always on the top. So this is my suggestion. Whenever you are basically looking for something, you always refer the trends, what all the things are there. So cybersecurity AI, ethical AI, these are the keywords you have to look for it. And the last one, which is I wanted to highlight especially, the protect intellectual code property, coding for the coding. This is for the coder, and the product companies, they were claiming it so-called, they have a IP protection of the product. Finished. Because AI is writing better code, what they have invested 10 years, 20 years on the research and developed it. And AI just in a few days, they are writing the code. That is why so many platforms are coming, no code, low code. You subscribe those platforms and write your program, write your application, write your project on that and launch it, right? How many have used low code, no code? Is anybody used in this room? Okay. So they must be knowing it, the power of the low code, no code. Okay. Now moving on, top 6 models they are running in the world on top. This is very latest data what I am sharing it after my research. So today what we are basically looking at, how we can stop the malicious movement, lateral movement. Everybody is very concerned for the security, especially CISOs, they are looking for this kind of, things. And the second thing is all network companies, they are launching a product which has a access management, which can detect the behavior of a threat actor and immediately stop. at that level itself. So it won't provide you the access. So 2-level, 3-level of authentication will be introduced. Now, AI to identify fraudulent account creation and transaction. Most of the banking, insurance companies, they started using this. And the next one is prospective client and the experience by using product pattern and all. This is another game changer. Every company want to give a better experience, want to increase the footfall, wants to increase the digital footprint, right? For that, they are basically plugging in AI in their products and offerings. AI to identify breakdown for the predictive maintenance. That's another game changer. Because if you are running a factory, you are running an industry, in case you got a breakdown of machine, the problem is that machine part will take a longer time. Just imagine you are running a server and all of a sudden there is a hard disk failure. How much time it takes it? Generally, all OEMs will provide you in 1 day at least. They will take 1 day at least to bring the new part of it. And do your business suffer 1 day? If you have an AI collaboration which can read the log properly, regularly, and tells you there is a danger coming, okay? Take a preventive maintenance. So that's what is the beauty of it. And AI to identify patient care and experience, no doubt. In the healthcare, no doubt, it is number 1. So these are the top 6 trends they are moving on. So I want to bring another perspective, final perspective, whenever we go for any car selection. So very simple, everybody does it. आप सभी के पास कार होगी. So what you have thought about it when you went for the car buying? Define your budget, identify your needs, new versus used, feedback, reviews, fuel efficient, safety feature, test cost, resale value, financing option. Maybe not all the parameters you have looked, or you just decided, okay, I want a car, I want a better car. But budget तो decide करा होगा ना, 10 लाख, 20 लाख, 25 लाख, कुछ तो करा होगा ना, कुछ तो एक आधा पैरामीटर मैच होगा आपका. Tell me if I am wrong, right? Is it right? Okay. When it comes to security, so why you are crying for the challenges? What is the problem? You are working. You are the guy who is basically responsible. But you are crying. You are crying for, मेरे पास तो legacy infrastructure है. Acceptance नहीं आएगा user से, if I do this, if I do that. Or don't have budget, partial implementation versus full implementation. CFO, CEO may be not okay. Partner influence, peer influence, influencer influence also is there. तू ये ले ले. Okay, from where I must start, I'm totally confused. Being an IT guy, being a CISO, even I don't know from where to start. I'm telling you truth. People don't know. And how come you decided the car? You are the same guy who can take the decision when it comes to your job where you are paid for, but you are not able to take the decision. You are telling me the challenges. How big this contradictory statement it is. You have capability, but you are basically showing you are helpless. Right? Okay. Look at this. Now, another perspective is security implementation challenge. Most of the organization in India, if I tell you in the percentage, only 2% organization has CISOs. 2%. And 98% organization don't have CISOs. They have IT head, infrastructure, manager IT, and they are responsible for security. Boss, this is a job like a doctor. As whenever we have any problem, we go to the doctor and talk for the specialist. I have this problem, I have a leg injury, I have a bone injury, right? You go to the specialist. You always prefer the specialist. But right now, most of the organization given a dual role to the, okay, kar lega. Only few exceptions are there. Few CIOs are there which are very good in terms of understanding and execution, but not all. Believe me, they treat that as a project. They treat as another commodity in their bucket, as they have given the entire responsibility of the organization. So they hire 2 resources, they will do this job, monitor kar lo, ye kar lo, wo kar lo. Right? This is not that. There's no point. What is required, basically, I'll cover up in the next area, but another perspective is, now threat hunters, threat actors getting stronger now these days. And you see the AISS, PASS, SAS, these are the services we are using, but similar services launched by the threat actors. RAS, everybody aware is ransom as a service. But do you aware CAS is also introduced now these days? CAS is what? Even hacker don't have money. The real problem है, आपके पास भी पैसा नहीं होता कभी, उनके पास भी नहीं है, right? But they want to target the attack. So rental service is available there. Second-hand ransom is also available there, not first-hand. Are you getting it? First-hand is always higher, cost higher. So second-hand, ऐसा पटाया उसने वहाँ मारा था, या फिर ये malware है उसने वहाँ launch करा था. So they are showcasing कि हमने ये वाला account hack करा था. So you want this? I can give you in a lesser cost. So it's called crimeware as a service, is very new on the dark web. How to begin your security journey? Define your, very simple, life को बहुत simple रखो, not complicated. I'm not here to make your life complicated. I'm telling whatever experience I have, I want to keep my life very simple, very simple. Because मुझे नहीं जाना इतने टेक्निकल चीज़ों में, नहीं फंसना इन सब चीज़ों में. ये काम सीसो का है. सीसो मेरे को बताएगा सर ये प्रोडक्ट ले लो, आप पैसे दे दो मेरे को. Right? I'm a CTO, I'm a CIO, मैं नहीं फंसना चाहता. But I want to have complete understanding what is going on under me. I want to take a complete charge of it because tomorrow board will call me. How dare you approved it without knowing it? Okay? So define your budget first of all. अगर आप कार लेने जाते हो डिफाइन करते हो ना माइंड में 10 लाख का लेनी है कार. So first game, the thumb rule is you have to define a budget and define your security requirement also. Requirement has to be very clear. अगर जिंदगी में तुम्हारी रिक्वायरमेंट क्लियर नहीं है तो तुम बच्चे को भी आइसक्रीम नहीं खिला सकते. आई एम टेलिंग यू, इफ इट इज नॉट इन योर प्रायोरिटी, उसको टालोगे, कल चलेंगे. बिकॉज योर प्रायोरिटी इज नॉट योर किड. गेटिंग इट? Sorry to say that, but it's fact. We all are busy in our life. We struggle with the time because we don't set the priority. And see, this is my last slide where I'm talking about follow these simple rules. And nothing I'm telling you new. Please, this is the simple rule you have to follow. Conduct a risk assessment. The first game changer is do not influence by any product or any OEM. Straight away, it's coming, or your friend has taken something and advising you, boss, ये ले ले तू. उसको क्या पता तुम्हारी organization में क्या चल रहा है? He knows that. Your CEO doesn't like it security. Your board doesn't like it. उसको थोड़ी नहीं पता. He's telling you, he's influencing it. उसको नहीं पता कि what infrastructure you have. 70% you are running on the Windows 2013, right? उसको नहीं पता. You're talking about security. Please, I am folding hands. Please do not listen your friends. Please. Go by justice your job. कुछ तो करो, please. For that you are paid for it. So conduct a risk assessment, reputation and track record, industry compliance, skills, whatever product you are choosing it, you should be very, very clever about that. Before going for it, prepare your team. Prepare your team so that they can be basically skilled. They can drive. क्या फायदा मारुति लेने के बाद, मर्सिडीज लेने के बाद आप ड्राइवर रख लो? क्या फायदा? There is no point. And because you paid money on a luxury, right? And you are basically giving that luxury in the hand of a driver. Sorry. So you should have the skilled people in the team and scalable, integration capability. So these are the parameters which you have to take care. And don't rush to the finish line. Jaldi nahi hai koi. AI is a game which is available. So you go for any product, not go for any product or tool, whatever, but do not try to finish in a rush ki उन्होंने कर दिया तो मैं भी कर लूंगा और फिनिश कर दूंगा गेम. ये गेम वो नहीं है. Because it's just a beginning. And with this, I will stop here. Picture तो अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kapil. So sorry, everybody. I had to shift here. My laptop would not work from the console. So I think thank you once again, Kapil, from all of us.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you very much, everyone.
Pleasure. What I have done in the meanwhile is we've given you a small bag. That bag actually has, besides the small little snack, it has two important documents. One is a case study document, and one is a small booklet. What I'm going to do is, in the interest of time, let me first, do a small little Kahoot, which would be an interesting session because I want all of us to, get a little interactive. So let me quickly start. All of you would have to go to kahoot.in.
Guys, please log on to kahoot.it. Is that right? Kahoot.it?
Yes, yes,
Kahoot.it is an interactive thing that we are looking at. More technical glitches. Please, come on in. Please.
And your pin is 9775881. So 9775881, kahoot.it. So
Shankar,
let's
can
see
we make it?
Who's the first one to join?
Can we make it full screen?
Sorry,
Shankar,
yes,
and,
I can,
and a
I
few
can.
disclaimers, by the way. Don't write your correct names. Those who have,
If
they can take.
you can, it's okay. But as we said earlier, our intent was to keep it as anonymous, as interactive. This is more for the group to learn together.
Exactly.
So, Pratik, carry on. Sorry, I didn't want to interject while you were saying something, but
Yeah. So this is an endpoint security maturity assessment. We would be flashing questions here on the screen. Depending on the state of the maturity that you are in, please take the correct answer or the right response, not the correct response, as per your maturity at this point of time. There are no wrong answers. All are right answers. And let me give you a big disclaimer. This is something which is completely anonymous. We are not, or nobody is going to come back to you saying that you responded this, let me sell you a product. Nothing of this sort. So be assured that this assessment, be very truthful to yourself. I mean, one thing that I follow in my daily life, I may sometimes lie to my wife, but I never lie to my doctor and lawyer, right? Because they are going to operate on me and they are going to fight for me. So let's not lie in the responses or pick the ideal answer. Let's look for the truthful answer. Right?
And if I can just interject, I love some of the names: DSCI official, Pikachu, Crypta, Hacker, Husky.
Exactly.
Thank you. I think that's what makes.
Only you know who you are. We don't know.
And the questions are collated from our CISO
So
community.
is anyone else remaining to log on to kahoot.it? Should we wait? Should we begin?
I think let's begin. We already
Okay,
have,
just one more person and we can begin.
We have 90. Thank you again. So, Pratik, in the interest of time, I'm starting.
Please.
And let's try and do this for 10 minutes, Pratik.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that. There's no music, sadly. I mean, otherwise this would have been very
I know
interesting.
their audio
You can
is
start singing, Pratik.
Yeah.
We are okay.
Tick 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 tick.
Right, the very first question. What do you use for endpoint security? The options are antivirus, endpoint protection platform, endpoint detection and response. Do not pick an ideal answer. Pick the answer that is applicable to you. There are no wrong answers.
These answers depend on what budget you have, what are the existing solutions that you have, what do you have in your mind, and all of that. These are questions which we collated from a lot of CISOs.
And we have the answers. Very heartwarming to see, Yash, that 61%, I mean, responses were nearly 100.
Yeah.
So I would say 61% of the organizations are using EDR. Or you could use multiple options, that's what he said.
Okay, his
Okay.
point is there was a wish there was an option of A and B and C.
Right, so there are, in no case, you will have all the three answers correct.
some of the countries, at least the GCC and others, they are mandating it for the operator.
That is only for compliance purposes, sir. Attackers sadly do not look at compliance.
Correct.
They don't leave those houses and organizations where you say, oh, you are compliant with ISO 27001. Let me move on.
We will dive deeper into it. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
We have the answers over here.
Next one, please. Do you use one single vendor for all your security needs, such as Microsoft? Because there is a big trend that, oh, you buy everything from us. I mean, we had this example. I mean, remember, put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Absolutely. Why not?
Why not? And we have the responses. Good to see 56% of the organizations thinking we adopt a best of breed approach, because it should not happen that if one thing is removed, the entire stack falls down. It should be a best of breed approach. If one thing doesn't work somehow and the attacker has been able to bypass it, the other technology and layer would come into the picture. Anything, Yash, would you like to point out?
Not just that, the maker and checker, you need a balance, and all our audience are pretty mature.
Absolutely. So on that point, okay, last one, Shankar, and then we'll move on to the most interesting part. What mode is your EPP or EDR deployment working on? What mode?
The detect and protect, the very difference is, should I just go ahead and alert when there is a threat, or should I act on it, or is that a mix because you have servers and endpoints and all of that? What's the approach that you're taking? Or probably you also have a UAT environment. For a UAT environment, I have a separate way of looking at threats.
Great. Good to see this response. So on this note, we had a few more questions because of the technical glitches. We did lose some of the time. So in your bags, you will see this small booklet which contains all these 15 questions that can help you evaluate the endpoint security maturity in your organization. That can help you score yourself. You can go back to your team and ask them these questions, score yourself. So for the first option, you score yourself 1. The second option, you score yourself 2. For the third option, you score yourself 3. You add all these scores and you go to the last page. You see for different, the aggregated score, where do you fall in the maturity curve. Yash, I, Shankar, Kapil sir, almost the entire team is here at the Sentinel-1 booth, or even after the workshop today. If you want to have a candid conversation on endpoint security, your state of security in your organization, we are happy to have a conversation over coffee. So do let us know. Shankar, do you have anything?
And Shankar is really trying hard to get that video playing. Probably his stars are not aligned today.
Yeah. By the way, so this is the booklet I was talking about. This is how you can add all the scores and you would be able to plot yourself on the maturity curve. And this is with every bag that you would see. I understand now you may see another aspect in your bags. The name is pretty interesting, right? Secure National Bank. Can we have the case study? And this is where it gets interesting. So we will have 4 teams on the first row. For rest of the teams, we will do continuous engagement already. So can we have 6 people here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Can we have the Sentinel-1 expert and volunteer here on this table? Ankit, can you come here, please? Amit? Mr. Amit?
So the idea behind this is to, have a scenario where we see this every single time, almost every single week. And this is kind of common across multiple segments. Prateek will help us understand what is the setup and how we understand this current scenario. And then we'll go ahead with the tables and understand how will you approach if this is the kind of use case that you have. That's the idea behind this. This is definitely not a product pitch. This is more to understand what will you do in this scenario if you have this mix, right? So forget about the logo over there. Just understand those questions and we'll give you an intro. That's it.
So we have 4 tables, table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4. For rest of the tables, we'll come there and we will have our own interaction. In case someone wants to join from behind tables to these front tables, feel free to do so. It's not that we only have to restrict it to 6. We can certainly go beyond. The task, we will present a dummy organization, a banking organization. We would talk about the technological landscape, the challenges that they are facing, and based on that, you have to prepare a maximum of 5 slides using these flip charts and then present it to the CTO, that is Mr. Kapil here, and based on what, which pitch is the most compelling, most comprehensive, innovative, aligned with the market, the award would be declared. But everybody is a winner. There are no wrong answers. It's all about what is all important for us. So let's quickly look at what this bank is. So it's a secure national bank, SNB for short. It's a nationalized bank with branches all across the states and UTs. Not the largest bank in the country, but definitely very prominent and very diverse. They even have branches of one person sitting in rural cities. They are very diversified. They follow a federal structure. They are headquartered in Kolkata, but they have regional heads and regional headquarters. Each regional headquarter, east, west, north, south, and central, they have their own deputy CISOs. They have their own deputy chief information security officer, and they all report into the central chief information security officer based in the headquarters. Then on the technological landscape side, on one point that I may have missed, that all the operations are done regionally. Cybersecurity operations, IT operations, compliance, everything is done regionally, and then headquarter is responsible for the overall governance. Then this bank has 12,000 endpoints, operating system spanning across XP 7.1, 8, 10. They also have 200 Mac operating systems, and they have data centers where they have mixture of Linux, Windows, Server 2003, 2007. Everything is written in this book, by the way. I'm not telling you anything new, and you will not have to write it down anything.
Yeah. So if you look at the structure, right? If you look at any banking customer or any of our existing setup, right? So this is exactly how it works. So all the DCs across across the regions will get connected over MPLS, and you have a single point of failure over there as well. And second is you have different operating systems because that's the coverage, because certain applications will work in older operating systems, certain will with the new ones, and so on and so forth, because we have been maintaining all the records for a very long time, right? So that's the that's the setup. You have you have it documented over here. Let's go to the next one, Pratik.
Yeah. And the problem statement here is that
One click, just a click. Next one. The problem statement is they are already using a traditional solution where it's a signature-based solution, right? Go ahead, Pratik.
yeah, they are using an antivirus solution. In terms of EDR, they are using an MSSP player where they have installed a custom agent on the endpoints to collect the logs. And they, because of the current, one of the problems that they are facing is that the IT support team is receiving at least 50 requests daily on system format or system reimage because of a virus infection. And it is leading to a lot of business disruption. And in a recent cyber attack, the attack was detected after 120 days since the initial infection, and it took more than 30 days to recover from an attack. So these are current challenges that you are facing, also included in the book that you have. So what is now we have to do? So SMB Bank has started a new initiative called Secure Bank, and they are looking at rehauling the entire cybersecurity in their organization. The very first initiative that they are taking is to revamp their endpoint security. So now your job, the first 4 tables, and of course other tables we will come to you, is that prepare a maximum of 5 slides given the considerations and the state of the company. You can assume certain facts about this company and prepare a maximum of 5 slides with problem statement and assumptions. Key requirements for the bank in endpoint security. Key factors to consider for the selection of a vendor or product, external, internal, or industry. The hints are given on the last page, as you would be able to see. These are just for hint and not supposed to be a checklist or not supposed to be something that you have to use or mandatorily use. This is just for your, to get started, and you can build on it. You have the flip charts, table 1, table 2, table 3 in front of you. We will have Sentinel-1 volunteers going across the tables, helping you with any query, any question, and any assistance. They are a virtual part of your team to help you in this exercise. Shankar, how much time do we have for this prep? 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So you have 10 to 12 minutes, and then we will have a presentation of 5 minutes in front of Kapil, Mr. Kapil, and he's the CTO. He would be the decision maker. And you will be assessed based on comprehensiveness of evaluation framework, teamwork, presentation, and alignment with business objectives. All the best. Thank you.
Go back to the problem statement. Let them see the problem statement here as well. So if you actually notice the problem statements, these are things that you see on a daily basis. Some may be in your organization itself, right? Some you must have heard from your CISO colleagues across. The idea is to understand how do you act in this, in this scenario, right? And behind the technical requirements, you have certain, hints on how to prepare it, right? It's very, very simple. Please go ahead and try this. So this will help the other audience as well to understand what's your thought process. How do we mature the cybersecurity, in your organization, and what is the approach that we are going to take? That's the idea behind this.
So while we are waiting for the workshop to begin and go about it, so can we hear from everyone who is at the back? And of course, you have my more attention than the front rows. I mean, they are being taken care of. What are the key consideration, or rather I would say, what is the first factor you would consider to look at another vendor or a technology and to evaluate them? Can we start with that? Any thoughts? I'll get your mic, please. Shankar, can we have the mic, please? Yes, very good question. Please, based on the case study or either, you can talk about it.
I will start with changing the of
Can you speak into the mic? Sorry, could you repeat?
So all the like OS what we are using, all are end of life or out of the support. So we need to start changing them to the latest one to tackle with the problem statement. So now if we go for the problem statement, then yes, first once we rectify this end of life, all those things problem, then we can go for a better vendor and we can reassess ourselves where we are standing.
Absolutely.
That's the first point actually.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Your
Thanks for
question
sharing your
was,
thoughts.
more on, the discussion was more on the traditional OS, right?
Absolutely.
So how do you end of life? Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
We'll come to you. Yes, please,
So,
sir.
yeah,
Based on this scenario, other scenario, please feel free to share your expertise.
So as per the scenario,
Has any thought that they would like to share with the room? Of course, we can go on and on, but we would like to hear your perspective as well.
There's the mic.
Yeah. Sir, can we have the mic, please? There you go, sir.
Hi, in the MDR setup, what you do is basically you offload all your it's like outsourcing of your security to an organization. So MDR has various components. It has basically threat detection. It has basically CTI. It has correlation, and then ticket management, everything. So basically what you do is you outsource your security to a partner into an MDR environment, and then it basically helps you to reach out to a right conclusion and able to identify threats in a timely fashion, and
Yes.
you have a time to mitigate it. security.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it might also have auto mitigation if you allow basically MDR provider to take care of you to do mitigation. They will also help
Absolutely.
to mitigation for you.
Response action as well. So I will just add one more point to it. So a broad difference between an MSSP and MDR is that an MSSP works on security management. When I say security management or platform management, making sure that all the right policies are configured, making sure that the users have access to the platform, making sure that the agent health and so many other things are taken care of from hygiene perspective and management perspective. Whereas MDR is more of security operations, how to derive value out of the investment that you have made in a tool or a product or a platform, which is about detecting the attack, timely detection of attack, investigating those attacks, identifying the root cause of those attacks, and responding to those attacks at the same time, rather than just plain monitoring of the alerts. If you ask me, in today's environment, an organization needs both an MSSP and MDR to cover both sides of the security, which is platform management and security operations, so that you can go about deriving value and extracting value out of your security investment.
Pratik, meantime, while all our front tables are actually busy, I have few questions to few
Please.
tables, right? So can we have the mic? Just hand over the mic. So with this current scenario, right? So this is a bank, right? Which means that certain parts of the bank cannot, the data cannot go outside. What type of deployment will you plan? Is it on-prem? Is it hybrid? Or are you okay with SaaS? If it is SaaS, will you go with with the data privacy, adhering to the data privacy, having the data inside India? Or would you prefer going outside? Let's start answering. Just go. Yes, sir. Please.
Bank is a complex environment. The core banking cannot be outside on a cloud. You have to have core banking into your on-prem data center. So that's for sure. You need to put core banking, and then you need to decide different ways. If you have basically your bank is more a digital one, then definitely you need to have some form of a SaaS cloud solutions, because you need to have that continuous presence with your customers. So you will definitely look for some kind of a SaaS presence. But in addition to that, it's not a single environment. You need to have a complete hybrid environment to be very effective in your banking, because I think time is money in the bank. If you lose time and connectivity, you lose revenue.
Done. I have another question. When you talk about any security solution, introducing a new agent, please don't go back. When you're introducing a new agent, there's always going to be some noise within the network. An IT team says that because of the security team, my servers are going slow, right? What will be your approach in that? Do you prioritize security with IT? How important is your uptime, right? And how important is to maintain your sanity, cybersecurity sanity? Please go ahead. Anyone, any answers? Sir, you. Any answers?
So one of the biggest challenges is the ecosystem with multiple agents. I mean, that's one of the biggest challenges we face. You talk with the guy, I mean, from this domain, and he says, hey, I have an agent there which is capturing all the posture, and I have the data. I mean, everybody's capturing posture, putting it in different kinds of products. So logically, I mean, if I was on the other side of the story, I mean, I would always like to have agent, and that agent kind of does the job for me. I mean, that's the ideal situation to have. I mean, I've been through some more presentations. I think that's what you guys are all trying to do now. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
To ask questions, please ask tough questions so that everyone understands how to approach a problem, right? When we talk about manage threat detection or MDR, right? MDR service. How different is MDR service from IR service? What is the difference? Is MDR and IR both the same, or MDR and IR are different? Any answers? Managed detection and response and IR, both are different or both are the same? They are interconnected to a certain extent, yes. So when you look at an MDR per se, I'm just giving hints to all of them. So when you look at MDR per se, these are services where you identify a problem and then you act on it. IR is like after the problem has been identified, after it has been acted upon. IR is more like a post-mortem service, right? So where you understand what needs to be done next and why it came in, what is the impact, and so on and so forth.
Great. So now the teams are ready. Can we have the volunteers? Can we have the volunteers to help?
And please remember, the timer is there. Prateek, 4 minutes for the presentation and
as our organization is in very poor stage, right? The problem statement which we have listed is on basis of the business impact which has been recently there. Okay, it is not recently, as we were facing this problem challenges from last few months, right? So the uptime and efficiency is one of the most key factor. What we see, the endpoint uptime is really a problem statement for us. Then the real-time visibility. We have lack of real-time visibility at present, and obviously we have the delay in the response time to remediate the issues. Right now, the central dashboarding is not available. We don't have a central team. There is a central team, but they don't get the central visibility. That is very important. We have a legacy system, and we are facing a lot of compliance and risk issues, which may be having an impact on the RBI audit as well, right? So these are the few problem statements which we have, right? The key requirement which we have identified, there may be more key requirement, but these are the major one. One is the lightweight of the endpoint client, right? This is one of the major key requirement. Centralized management, real-time monitoring and compliance management, right? As a banking, we have a PII data, so that compliance management is also should be there. Okay. Then MTTD and MTR, the mean time to respond. Respond, right?
Okay.
And we are choosing a hybrid model, okay, which recommended solution is on cloud or maybe a SaaS software as a service. Okay.
Okay. Why is it important to consider
Question and answers we will respond at like. Right. Okay, we are looking for a AI ML based XDR solution. Okay, recommended by RBI and NIC center, right? And we want to set up a SOC also for the visibility.
MSSP, okay.
They will manage our SOC, right? So that we are not facing the difficulty of any resource or skill set. The approach of the solution should be hybrid, as we told you, and we want a solution which gives us a very less false positive, right? This is very important in our sector where we get lot of alerts, but these lot of alerts make our visibility very poor, right? So this is the RFP which will be floating along with the scope of work. The RFP again are NIC and RBI approved. Make in India, we will recommend on that. There should be 3 existing Indian clients to the product. then minimum hardware and manageability, easy manageability, that is one area, and ROI and scalability. Okay. The acquisition cost of the product and its ROI should be there, should be clear to us that, and then real-time monitoring, that is the most important, which we have said right now.
20 seconds to go.
Okay. We are customer first company, right? So if we have a better system, quality system, we will deliver better. So that's what we have some non-tech, because tech is one part, some non-tech recommendations. We want a third-party assessment of the requirement. Then we should have increase the audit cycle of the organization. Then restructure the org chart. CISO may have got certain powers which should require a restructure of the organization. And last not least,
which have a integration, orchestration, automation, and remediation.
Very good. Thank you. Rounds of applause. Questions from the audience. 1 minute. We have 1 minute to ask the team questions. Yes, you are not allowed.
Absolutely.
Any question, please, sir? Can we have the mic, please? Mic.
Where do we stand on the risk register? Have you? So on risk assessment part, where do we stand? On the current scenario, what you have accessed. So where do we stand?
So
on the
that's
risk
why we
register.
are putting the third-party assessment, so that we can have the risk assessment done.
So
lot of time we need a consultant, because it's a government bank. As you know that there are so many risks, and still we are continuing to serve customers. We will be definitely a government bank, and we require a expertise like Kapil sir is there, right? We need some consulting, or may engage a big four to have an assessment. That is very important, because our findings may be one perception, okay, but the assessment by a third party is required for the solution, because it is going to impact, and it is very impact. It has a very high impact, right?
Great. Thank you. Thank you. So can we have the second team up on the stage? Thank you very much, team 1.
Thank you so much.
We will go through all the teams, and then
Thank you.
we will have the assessments. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And I'm not sure, Kapil sir, any extra points for going first? Please. And let's keep it limited to 5 minutes, because we can understand we are standing between you and lunch. So we don't want to be the devil ones.
Team, please join. So good afternoon. So the problem statement as per the this scenario was that we have the legacy systems, and we have these virus infections, and there are long times to address those issues. We have diversified security management, so there is less visibility on our assets. Then there are slowness in systems. The systems are not responding well. Delayed incident response. So this is a big issue. An incident taking 30 days is not acceptable in a banking payment system. And due to the lack of cyber expertise, we are not able to address those issues. So what we are going to do, what we require, the key requirements, the legacy system, we have to address those issues. And due to the visibility and multiple vendors present all throughout this scenario, so we should go for a single MSP that can address all those issues. Then legacy system we have talked about, there should be capability of the real-time detection and response, so that we have get a better visibility. The ADR should be able to address both on-premise and the cloud-based assets, as we have seen in the scenario. The effective incident management, those should be quick and fast. The lighter agents, what the agents we are employing, that should be lighter so that the speed of usage is okay. Then we have data localization from the perspective of compliance and security, and then addressing the third-party integration. So those, whatever the tools we are going to use, that should address and integrate the third-party integration, such as the payments, digital payments, SMS, emails. So that should have a capability. They are better integrated. And obviously, we should address that those should have the feature of continuous vulnerability management, and so the patching are done well in time. So what we should consider for this, going for this MMSP. So there should be a market leader and proven track record. So we will do some market research, and we will see some prominent that what are the organizations that are doing this. Then how these organizations are certified. whether there are service organizations, certifications are there or not, or in the banking PCI, DSS is there or not. Then how this vendor will provide the support. It is 24/7 or there is a dedicated dashboard kind of thing. Real-time visibility is there or not. Then comes the point of data residency. That should be in India. What is the budget we are going to provide to this? So considering the budget and our requirements, so what could be the most possible options? Then how it is quite easy to onboard those systems and processes in our environment. So how they are providing the support in that way. Then are these the organization that the capability they are having, they are aligning with the business goals of our organization? Then what are their BCP and TR plans, and how they are providing the incident response, how quick they are in that. So considering these factors, we have to select those organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, team 2. Very good. Any questions from the audience? Any question? Anyone? Or such an amazing presentation. That means no questions.
Thank you
Team
very
2. Can we have the team 3 on stage, please? Thank you. Big round of applause. Please, team 3.
Hello everyone. So we'll start with the problem statement. The major issue is the slowdown of the systems. So when you say slow down and bar systems को rebuild करना पड़ रहा है, so basic जो architecture है that is missing in that's a major problem. So endpoint security is not appropriate and the response time to the attack is also not appropriate. Yeah. Now, visibility is also missing, where we have there's no threat hunting and detection, all those tools. So we'll say the basic जो security होना चाहिए वो सब कुछ पूरा missing. बैंक ने क्या है cost जो है infra security पे नहीं लगाया, सीधा धंधे पे चले गए. They start the business and that's the fundamental problem. Assumption is what we have. The solutions, so whatever solution we are going to, वो पूरा का हमारी problem को solve करना चाहिए. ठीक है, current as well as futuristic. That's what we are assuming. Yeah. So we'll go to the next one. Okay. So here we have key requirements, but was divided into must, good, and nice to have. So the solution, this should be a multi-tenant architecture. That's the fundamental need, and the solution should work in the both the online and offline, because हमारे remote में ATMs हैं, branches हैं, rural areas में tehsil level and all that. So that should be work in offline and online mode, and there's VAPT is must every 3 months, so that we know and the report has to be generated so we can analyze and do it. And then the data localization, it is a must to have, because with the RBI norms the data should reside within the country. And then the XDR capability with third-party integration is what we require, the solution which we are approaching. Managed threat hunting, we need to have a real-time, the SOC environment, and managed service provider as well we will be appointing. And then, of course, as there's a certain requirement, so 180 days log which is required, okay? And that will be part of our RFP, what we are going to float in the market. And solutions should also provide, definitely we'll have a hybrid kind of environment, well, something in local, something in the cloud environment, so that cloud security is where is mandatory fields. And whatever we are doing, this, we are talking about AI. So the security is also have the AI inbuilt, what Kapil was talking about, and Sankar and other team members. So AI has to be inbuilt in whatever the solutions, because that has to be the kind of proactive approach, not just reactive. So people should get the alert on the real-time basis, and also systems should fix it before it comes to the people who are in support. वो अपने आप ही चीज़ों को fix करने का basic problems, where you need to go to next level, where you say the critical, high, medium and low. So the critical and high को तो वो पकड़ लेने का, और medium and low पे that you can continue to work, the staff can continue. That's why the real, I will say, impact of AI. Because if you look into the other presentation, I think we are missing about the AI impacting the cyber security, this thing. Do you have a next slide, or this is the last one? Anything else? Okay, you want to add something?
Yeah, And what I would like to add is, besides these technical and compliance-based requirements, key requirements from our vendor would also be some business-based requirements, because since it is a customer-facing company, what we need is seamless customer experience, and we also need to factor in the budget that we have to ensure that all our technical, security, and compliance requirements are met.
Got it.
Anybody else would like to add anything? Perfect. I think thank you very much. This is done from our side. Within time. Any question?
Any questions? Yes.
Yes.
Sir, how are you going to classify the threats as high, low, or medium in a banking sector?
See, the continuous monitoring, what the solution you're deploying, the solution they're going to, because, here's when you are detecting, when you say endpoint detection and response, the detection, what is happening, that where, you will identify, there you will configure that, okay, what kind of problem, what kind of attack is going to be, high impact, critical, or medium or low. So that will come from the solution. In today's environment, I can't do manual, these all things. And also those critical stuff has to fix automatically at certain level, rather than it is spread, to the whole environment. Just I think.
Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you, I guess. Any questions?
I have one
so
question. So how will you handle here? How you will handle wherein most of the data is encrypted already? So how you will analyze the data and how you will come to know that which data is critical for me and which is not?
No, so what the real time, whatever the transactional data you talk about?
Yes. While using in transaction, you are just decrypting that data. Otherwise, the data is encrypted.
So see, the data which is coming into analytic form definitely will not receive the encrypted one for the analysis. The encrypted is for the people who are outside the world, but for the inside, the team who is going. So that's why we have a SOC environment. That is where that team will help us, to analyze the data.
No, well, but while transaction, how you will do that analysis? You are talking about the AI and ML. How you will use that AI and ML during transaction?
So the AI ML is inbuilt into the solution. Like, so say you are applying the same environment, so the service provider, who is doing the SOC, so it is inbuilt into the solution or whatever application they are using for the analysis.
No, actually my question is different.
Sorry, team. Sorry, we'll have to cut it short because rest of the teams we have to present. I respect your question, but we'll have to move forward because everybody is waiting for lunch as well.
We'll
so
take
I can
it offline.
Let's take it offline. Absolutely. Thank you, team 3. Thanks for being a sport. Thank you, sir, for asking a question. Team 4. Team 4, can we have you on stage, please?
Sir, thank you so much for participating.
With respect to the hybrid environment and the ecosystem we have in the organization.
I can suggest the solution.
Yeah.
So first of all, we both recently joined the company and we found a lot of challenges. So I don't know before our joining how the company was surviving. So the first problem was the main problem that we have most of the on-prem setup, data center, a lot of data center, and it's in hybrid also on-prem is more. So first of all, we should look at a solution which should not be much dependent on the cloud, because on-prem we have to see most of the things. Not much dependent on internet. Agent should get updated at least once in a month, not before that. So because we can reduce the calls going to the IT help desk for system crashing and doing the system updates. A lot of machines are getting replaced continuously. So that load we want to reduce. And near zero MTTR we want to actually achieve. So we should not be dependent on for the resolution response from the cloud. So if things would be there on-prem, for the MTTR point of view, solution point of view, that will be the good. So this is our requirement as a security.
So moving to the second problem statement. So second problem statement, what we have identified is with respect to the diversity of operating systems we have. As per the use cases, we can see there is XP, there are multiple end-of-life operating system, Linux, Mac, and all the other things are also there.
So in my previous organization, I was running a different agent for endpoint desktop and different agent for server. Why I don't want that? I want one agent should be running on all across machines, and it should be running on all the platform, whether Windows, Linux, or Mac, anything. Yeah.
And just to add one thing, this agent should be identically, the capability of the agent should be identical across the platform. Otherwise, sometimes it happen on Windows, we get many features. On Linux and Mac, it is actually minimal.
Yeah, that is what I said, that for server, for desktop. Yeah.
Correct. The third problem statement is with respect to the deficiencies and delta in patching and the end of life systems.
So in my previous organization, because I recently joined here, what I was doing there was I was having a different solution for vulnerability management, different on every endpoint, every servers, I was deploying a vulnerability management agent. So I don't want, if I can get in single agent, that will be the best. And latest Gartner trend, the continuous threat management. If something like that I can get it, that will be the great. Obviously, the virtual patching days are gone, so I don't want my XP because of my in my healthcare industries. So lot of dependency are there, like XP 98 or any old end of life systems are there. So if I can continue with those with that agent, that will be the great.
Moving to the next problem statement which we identified is, let's say there is any kind of ransomware attack happens in the organization and we completely lose the data on the systems. So how we can solve the problem, how we can recover, bounce back from that crisis situations?
Yeah, so my same, I take the reference from the previous organization. I used to take the backup, encrypted, taking multiple copies of the data. So if I can get some solution that it retains the previous state of the data, and in case of any vulnerability or threat happened like ransomware, I can go back to the previous state and recover it on the fly.
Yeah. And the last problem statement which we wanted to discuss is with respect to, like, as sir mentioned, that we want single agent to be running across the ecosystem, right? So it should not impact the performance of the system.
So performance is the another. See, there would be 20 more solution, but we are considering the top 5. So performance would be the one factor that it should be the lightweight and performance should not get impacted.
Time over. Thank you. Thank you, team.
Any
Team 4. Any questions from the audience? Yes, Mike.
Sir, you said patching would be done on a monthly basis, right? Yeah. So how are you going to address, DDoS and zero-day attack?
I'm at the other end. You can check with the other OEMs how they solve your problem, but this is my problem statement and the requirement.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I am at the other end.
Fair enough. That's a very good point.
This is my requirement.
Thank you. Thank you, team 4. Thank you. Thanks for being a sport. We have the last team, team 5, who is an army in himself. We would like him to go on stage. Please, could you introduce us?
Why security is needed and what is the problem, right? So problem statement is given, you are the bank, right? And if you are the bank, it means all the black and white money is there in the bank. Whether it is, bank is in, you can say, India or in Swiss, wherever it is, right? So the problem is, if you are keeping the money and you need at some point of time, suppose the person like me, if I'm a hacker, I am just hacking your all the transactions, or maybe I'm hacking your database, or suppose if somebody is there in a rural area and he or she is not having the access of proper you can say banking, right? So then if these all there are n number of problems, right? But I am just going to address these problems mainly. Suppose if that particular bank data is going to be compromised, whether irrespective of any localization, then what we will do? Then we will come to know what kind of solutions that we can provide. So if you see redefining cyber security, not only cyber security, first of all, this is security for your, if you are connected to internet or maybe intranet, you are not connected to the internet, right? So how you are going to do this? First of all, there are 2 solutions that we are going to provide. this solution is completely OS independent, irrespective of whatever the OS that you are running on. We are going to provide two different solutions at the same time. One will be software based and one will be hardware based. That is added layer security, hardware security module, HSM. That is one more layer of the cybersecurity aspect that we are going to add into this. Okay, so these are 2 points in which we are going to add your cybersecurity solution. Then the thing is how we are going to deploy this. As I told, irrespective of system and definitely irrespective of availability of internet, right? I am not telling that this solution will only work on some model that is put on somewhere server. That will be based upon internet as well as intranet, and the solution will be working at the root level also. Then if you see what is the problem, suppose just now I told you, right? Suppose I am a hacker and there are 28 billion connected devices in the internet. And internet, it means hacker only can hack your devices by 2 ways. Either connecting internet or maybe using some kind of device tampering machines or tools, right? Maybe USB or something like this. If I am using AI ML powered system, that is continuous monitoring I am doing. I have written so and so rules for alert detection or fatigue detection, okay, which is continuously monitoring all the transactions, all the data from my database. So it will provide the runtime detection for my all kind of transaction. I'm not telling whether it is secure or not secured. This will be flagged if it is not secured because it has classification in my model and AI will be doing the job. I cannot say better than human, but precision will be there better than human. So that is another point. And then, as I told, our most important point is hardware security module, including our internet domain security, that is cyber security part. Then definitely this is the best in class if you talk about precision wise, if you talk about support wise, if you talk about cost wise also. Because we are not claiming this. The customers are giving the feedbacks or whatever the services that you are providing, that is the best in the class. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankit.
Organizations security policy is all fata hua. What we have analyzed the problem is that right now they are focused on business and they are growing. They have a lot of field offices, zones, etc., which is typical of a growing organization. They have not focused on cybersecurity so much. Now when they have problems like 120 days of ransomware sitting and then 30 days to recover from something, then they are now focusing on the cybersecurity part of it. Being a bank, they have a lot of data which is supposed to be confidential, customer data, etc. So some part has to be in on-premise and some can be given to on the cloud also. I will not suggest that they should always be on-premise, etc. They should do a hybrid approach where customer-facing applications should go on to the cloud for response purposes, and some critical data should be on-premise. Now, coming to the specifics of tools and technologies, I will say they should be focusing first on people, what they have, what they can manage inside, and rest of it should be given to MSSP, whatever they are having. They can upgrade the MSSP also or maybe change it. And then second comes to process. They might be having a lot of manual processes which they need to integrate with the IT processes. Some sort of MFA, etc. needs to be integrated into every device, end user device, where you might have seen that to issue any compliance, any draft or check, they have to put a thumb to verify instead of doing it manual signatures. So those processes have to be identified, and then accordingly the
uh, authorized devices, etc. They have to install along with their all the endpoints. Then coming to technology, I will not go into advising specifics of what technology, because it should be decided between the MSSP and the company, the bank, that what technology will suit at which location. Endpoint will have something different, servers will have different, cloud will have different. But they should focus on visibility of almost 100%, monitoring at least 85 to 90%. Some things can be monitored on a daily basis, but most of the things should be monitored on a real-time basis, because threats on banks can be at 24/7 basis. Then coming to control and response to those alert and mechanisms should be partly in-house, which we call it self. If they have manpower or they can retain manpower of that kind, they can have on-premise self-control. If not, then again, part of it should be given to the MSSP. The banking part should be kept in-house, whereas the pure technical parts like threat hunting and incident response to the outside vulnerabilities, etc., should be given to MSSP, who can do it better if they are doing it for multiple banks. They will also be able to handle this bank along with the other banks. That's what I was. Yeah, I think this part will be covered in the overall SOC, which also, given the size of the bank and given the in-house talent problem, which they will have all the time, they should have the MSSP manage their SOC, and that should be the road ahead. Whatever they can in future take in-house, they can, but in the current scenario where the hackers are upgrading their technology so fast, it is very difficult for a banking business to recruit, maintain, and retain cybersecurity talent and SOC talent in-house for a longer period. So I will say a hybrid approach will be better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
It is also a issue of change management, and therefore there are a lot of baseline compliances that are already being given by the regulator, so that have to be factored in. That is all.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Team.
And I'll start with the third position, and there are certain comments I'll make it. So team 4 is third. I think we should, which is team 4? Okay. So they scored 33, and they have lost some marks because of the solution what they were proposing it. That was appropriate, but there were certain things they can basically looked upon. And second position got team 3. Team 3 got the second position. And they scored because of they were very collaborative actually. So when they were presenting it, they were presenting very well, and voice modulation was there, and very confident when whatever they were presenting it. Team collaboration, because of team collaboration, you won. And team 1 is having very good quality solution, team collaboration, because they earned the highest one there. And the content was also very good actually. So I would say team 1 is the winner. And it was very difficult, believe me, if I read the points. So team 1 scored 35, and team 2 34, and team 3 33. Yeah.
And rest of the teams, please do not leave. We will have a photograph with your presentations on your table as a memory. Please, can we have the photographer? Yeah. Thank you.
Good job.
Can we now request all the team members? Shankar, should we request them to come on stage, or all of, please come. Please come to the stage, all of you. Everyone, please. Let's have a pic. Okay, let's take it out then.